So I listen to a lot of car seat headrest, and their music to me is very important for me as a person and for every art I've ever made, I would say, or most of it at least. And a part of the big reason why it's so important to me is because I went through several episodes of psychosis when from at various ages when I was younger, especially. These days it's been okay. um but I I went through these stages of psychosis, and when I was going through that, I was listening to a lot of Carsey's Headrest, and their music to me was the only thing that accurately described how I was feeling at the time. And I feel like looking back, it's not crazy, it's not weird for me, because analyzing their music and lyricism really helps you see. I don't know. It's a very accurate description of what it feels like to be psychotic, and there's a lot of also outright references to psychosis and schizophrenia in Carson Tedros' music, if not to medication or depression or suicidal ideation and anything like that, but also just a lot of magical thinking and seeing patterns and things that are there or outright hallucinations. And it's very interesting to dive into. I have a Google Doc that I'll link below that has a large amount of lyrics analyzed. Not all of it. I was gonna do the entire. I was gonna do an analyzation of uh, the entire discography, but then I realized my brain doesn't work in a way that allows for me to make videos like that. I don't work like that. I'm a yapper. I yap in this format. That works a lot better for me. Um, but I think there's something so crazy about how you can consume a media at the right time and have it find you at the right time and have it so accurately describe you that it becomes such a big part of you, because that's how I feel. I feel like this piece of work, especially Twin Fantasy, but like all the Carson Headdress discography is such a big part of me as a person, and I cannot separate myself from it anymore. And I feel like, I mean, a lot of people feel this way about media, but when you're an artist yourself, and it feels weird and copyish very easily, and I think it shouldn't. I think we should start owning copying or taking heavy inspiration from other people. I don't think it should be a bad thing that I use lyrics in my paintings. I don't think that should be weird. I don't think it should be weird that I use those concepts and same ideas, because that's what interests me. I'm interested in bodies and where they start and where they end. I'm interested in being inhuman, which is also a lot of Curse's Headrest like related lyrics. I'm interested in all of that. I think it's a beautiful subject, and I think it's so broad. And they're just one. This is just one artist that I really like that dealt with it. But I'm sure there's millions of others that deal with this subject matter. This is just the one I chose, and the one I chose to be close to. But going back to my point, people are so quick to look down on people who make fan art or anything like that. But why does it have to be considered fan art if it's just, especially when you're going from medium to medium? Like if it's the same medium, I can understand why taking heavy inspiration might be seen as a bad thing. But for me, taking music and making it into visual work, I think is such a beautiful concept, and to me, and I feel like um when I say, "Oh, this is a Carsey's Headrest reference," people are like, "Oh," like suddenly it shifts in their eyes, and suddenly they change, and suddenly it's like they don't see it as valuable as a thing anymore. And I just wonder why we give so much give so much energy and give so much like value to pure original ideas, because I don't think anything ever is a pure original idea. I think that's stupid. I think everything I've ever done is probably based on something I've seen, something I heard. Um, and I don't think that's bad. I think that's how the human brain works. And I feel like a lot of people don't really like or agree with that. I'm curious if they do or if they don't. I would appreciate if you would tell me. I feel like I just want it to be different. I want to be able to make work that is so heavily referenced, and of course, I'll tell you that it's heavily referenced, but I don't want anyone to care because I want there to exist more of this. I want like the joy I feel creating about car seat headrest. I want that to be a thing. I want to make it into something that people understand through my work. I want them to understand my feelings and thoughts about this media, and then have because oftentimes I don't enjoy the things that Will Toledo of Car Seat Headrest. I don't enjoy the things that inspire him, but I enjoy his music. So if people might not enjoy his music, like Car Seat Headrest music, but they might enjoy my work, and I think that's nice. I think that's kind of what I'm after, is to create this kind of bridge of how can I make people enjoy this idea or concept without having them listen to the music directly, because I don't think the music is for most people. So it's kind of also making it more making the art more accessible, which I think is also great. I think people should just make more shit also. We should make more stuff. We should be making stuff all the time. Why aren't we all making stuff? People are so scared because they're like, no, it has to be good if I make something, or like I can't. Everything is a skill. Everything ever is a skill that you can learn. Some people are better at learning. That's fine. It took me. I started drawing when I was 12, and I was shit until like 2 or 3 years ago. I would say I was really bad. And I'm 22, so until I was like 19, I was really bad. But I learned. It's a skill you pick up over the years. It doesn't have to go instantly. If you want to, it can. It doesn't have to be. I've gone astray, but I just I want more people to share what they love. People are so scared to tell you about the weird shit that they're really into. I want to know all the weird freak shit you're into. I want to know if you're like a mega furry or something. If that's like your favorite thing in the world that makes you so happy, I want to know. I want to know if you like stupid freak music like me. I want to know if you like the shittiest music you've ever heard. You should tell me about it. People should share their interests more, and they should put it in their art so we can make more interests for other people to like, and we create this cycle, this never-ending cycle of art for everyone. Because eventually, if we make enough art, someone is going to find something that they like in the cycle. Because I make something, someone else makes something, someone else makes something. Eventually, there'll be something for you, and maybe that will make you want to make something. You ever think about that, loser?